Chapter 26, How a Useless Kid Got to Give a TEDx Talk. The problem with people's mindset is that they will trust old and poor rather than young and rich. Because young and rich must have gotten lucky, and old and poor have lived through the cycles of rich and poor. So the assumption is that they understand life and money. Ever since I was a kid, I have been labeled as a useless kid, be it my teachers or the people around me. They all told me I'm good for nothing and probably end up doing not achieving anything significant in life. It resulted in so low self esteem and a lack of self worth. Their tag became my reality. One time, when I was in 12th standard, I asked my teacher if I could host the annual function, to which she replied, and I quote, "Look at you. You can't even speak one sentence fluently in English. You sleep in most of your classes. How can we afford to jeopardize the image of our school by putting a useless kid like you on stage?" I was devastated, but then I took it in my stride. As I grew up, I realized I'm not the only one. There are millions like me around the world. In fact, most people from our generation are tagged as lazy and useless by the people who are either older than us or don't understand the way we think. As a result, kids like me often find ourselves feeling powerless and are often depressed about our lives. We tend to get into a zone of self pity. Now, for me, self pity is like a spa. It's okay to stay there for a while, but if you stay there for a long while, it can be very detrimental. So, instead of wasting time staying in that zone, we should latch on to opportunities. And you may be surprised to know this, but the easiest way to do that is by building a network of people. In my case, I looked up to several influential people from different walks of life, and I thought, why not reach out to them directly? That could lead me to better opportunities. So, I become that annoying guy who would stalk these influencers all on social media platforms and expect them to reply. I tried all over and over again, but nobody would text back. Even when I met one of them somewhere, they wouldn't talk to me or entertain my questions for a minute. Then, one day, I saw this ad on Google. I still remember the text: attend XX event to explore endless opportunities and build relationships with the world's top leaders. It was for a business networking conference in Mumbai. The next line was apply for free, and I was ecstatic till I saw that there was one condition to this offer, and that was if you have a business. I don't have any business at that time, so I made myself the founder of Shamani Industries and applied to the conference. And guess what? I got in. There were about 400 people from different walks of industries at the event. I would approach people and they wouldn't even look at me or just walk away. There are some people who would talk to me for a while and then would disappear. There are there was a special category of people, those who would come to me and start selling their products and services and leave the moment I refused to buy anything. The same thing kept happening. Nobody valued me enough to give me their time. And then I saw this guy who was standing in the corner of the dining hall, and I went up to him and asked him, "Why are you not eating anything from this huge?" I was expecting some local spicy food. I don't like East Indian food. I was having the same problem, so I immediately asked, "I know a place where we can get the best pani puri in the city. Why don't we head there?" We went to eat the pani puri and talked for a while. and he told me he was the president of one of the biggest youth organizations in the country and the founder of three companies. I was shocked. I asked him, "Why are you talking to me for an hour?" Nobody in the conference even talked to me for a minute. What he said on became the turning point for me. He said, "Raj, we are always surrounded by the people who constantly thinking about getting more or keeping asking more. In fact, most of the time we become that person who keeps asking for more instead of giving more. So, if you want someone to value you, give them value first. If you won't give them value, why would someone even talk to you? Right?" Now, when everyone was busy selling, you offered me value in terms of a pani puri. How could I say no to that? So, if you want to connect with someone, give them something first. Give them a reason to talk to you or value you. Boy, that pani puri changed my life and how I started researching the people I admire to see what I could do for them. For instance, there was an entrepreneur in Singapore I found inspiring. Instead of texting him and ask, "Would you help me by telling how you become successful?" I texted him, "I noticed that you are coming to India. Would you like me to publicize your tour?" And guess what? I got a reply. In fact, the same entrepreneur later invited me to Singapore to speak to him. After spending around 6 to 8 months connecting with young leaders, entrepreneurs, influencers, business owners, I realized I have built a global network of people from 12 different countries based on just one principle: give. Now, before writing someone an email, I ask myself three questions. First, what is my intent and why am I reaching out to the particular person? Second, why should this person care and give me even a minute for his or her schedule? And third, authenticity. How authentic is my message? Because obviously, I don't want to promise something that I won't be able to deliver. One day, I received a letter from the guy I did met at the event, and what he wrote was, "Thanks for the spicy pani puri. I remembered you wanted to connect with like-minded people. I hope this will help you." And attached was an offer letter to the project with 50 young influencers from 30 different countries in Europe. Oh boy, that pani puri really changed my life. After that meeting, I never asked for any job. I never asked for any businesses. I just tried to add value to the person's life while messaging one person a day, seven people a week, and 365 people a year, either through social media or email. And that's how I built my network and got an opportunity to expand the reach of my work in more than 20 countries, and also got the TEDx Babson College talk. This is how you can add value, not by thinking about getting, but by constantly giving value to everyone, to the every person you connect with. Imagine a world where the intention is not getting and wanting, but of giving to each other. And here's the secret: one day, one person, one message at a time, for the rest of your life, can get you from being a useless kid to someone writing a book and telling people how to do it. Key takeaways: create a network, approach one person a day. Every connection you make has the potential to be life changing. Thank you. If you find the content valuable, please do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, because on this end we work as hard as we can, and your this little 5-minute act can give us the motivation to go way deeper into the content and figure out more books like this to give you guys a great content and to provide you guys such a valuable platform to learn from. And also, if you want the previous chapters, we have already posted it. Go check our playlists, you can find all the previous chapters there and you can listen to them as well.